And we're live! Hooray! Nice. So, hey everyone who's joining. Before we start, I'm going to make sure I share the video on Twitter so that way you guys can see it, and then we'll start getting into the big discussion. Kind of, a little bit of a scary topic discussion, as you can see from the title, but don't worry, it'll all make sense when we go over it. So, hold on one second. For those of you who are joining, hi, I'm just setting up stuff before we get into the main topic. So, hold on just a minute. Let me see. Just editing some stuff really quick before we start the topic discussion, and then we can get fully into all the topics that are possibly going to be either good or bad for E3, so don't worry about it. And also, I have some cool stuff to show you as well for E3 when I go there. So it'll be very fun to discuss about all these different perspectives. So, hold on one second. Franco Gecko, can you mod? Of course, dude. Let me see if I can do that. I need to have it pop up on my laptop first, because I'm streaming through my phone again, and so far the streams through my phone have been really good, surprisingly enough. So I'm gonna make sure that it works through my laptop first, and there it is. Nice. It took a while to load, but it's pretty good. Let me see. Hopefully my internet isn't trash, because every time I start a live stream, the lag is real every time it happens. So let's see. And boom. Share it on Twitter. Nice. So now I can take off my headphones. Nice. So hey everyone, welcome back to another live stream discussing about, of course, E3 2018. What we're all very much looking forward to right now is, of course, E3 2018. And, of course, the topic of what I'm discussing about is it going to suck? Could it possibly be bad? Now, the reason why I'm discussing about this is for multiple reasons. But before we get into the main reason as to why, I think it'd be best if we actually go back all the way in, I would say, let's see, hold on. Nice. So Franco Becco, you are now a moderator in the chat. Nice. Of course, dude. I couldn't expect anyone else better to do that besides Ronnie Pugs, of course. And thank you guys for wanting to help out in the chat, moderate stuff, because I know there was always a lot of comments to go through, so thanks, guys. But mainly the title, of course, and I see some dislikes already, and I understand why, is because controversial title. Is E3 2018 going to suck? Now, the reason why I say that is because let's think about back with all the way in E3 2016. Now, this was when it was huge for PlayStation and all these other companies too, but specifically for the main company that we're most, focused around on here on this channel is, of course, Sony with Spider-Man PS4 and all the stuff that they can do in that front for their games with these big, hard, heavy-hitting AAA PS4 exclusives for their console. And that's why in 2016 we were expecting some cool stuff, some interesting stuff like, oh, Ben Studio's new game and the possible rumored Spider-Man game. And of course, we all know how that worked out, and it was fantastic. There were all these surprises, all these cool announcements, all these total twists and turns that we never would have expected from an E3 conference. And the way on how they did it was revolutionary for Sony, specifically live orchestra, game after game after game, surprise after surprise, new announcements of crazy new games, and of course ending it with a gameplay demo, and even starting it with a gameplay demo of two really big games, God of War and Days Gone. And throughout the conference, you had all these even better, huge AAA first-party developer studios, Horizon Zero Dawn, or I guess in that regard, Guerrilla Games making Horizon Zero Dawn, Quantic Dream making Detroit Become Human, no tease of The Last of Us at E3, but then we got it at PSX 2016, and of course just all these crazy announcements back to back to back, and that is my favorite E3 of all time is E3 2016, not just because of Spider-Man PS4, but the way they handled it was amazing. That was something that E3 should be. It's what Sean Layden was saying in that conference. It's always about the players and the games. So the way on how they fully described it back and forth between the player connectivity and these great experiences that people can experience on PlayStation, and even trying to show off new stuff like VR, even though now it's kind of more like a gimmick. It's kind of a cash grab for PlayStation accessories instead of actually huge, AAA quality titles on VR, they still really showed a great insight to VR games and that they're trying to show off really cool stuff for VR for 2016. Then 2017, we had this crazy presentation that we thought was going to beat 2016 because, of course, that's where we got the Spider-Man PS4 gameplay demo, and it was great. However, the sad thing is about that is that it was all stuff we had already known about since 2016 and even back then. And there was only like one or two new announcements at 2017's E3 with Shadow of the Colossus Remastered, which was a great game, came out February of 2018, and some VR stuff, and I believe a couple third-party things, but no huge new reveals for big AAA first-party exclusives because we already got everything shown off in 2016. That's not on Sony's fault. It's just that some of the games there may have been announced too early, like Death Stranding, of course, or if you want to go that route, maybe Spider-Man was announced too early in 2016, and they should have announced it in 2017 if you want to look at it from that perspective. But, just the amount of games that they went back and forth from showcasing at E3 2016, and then they kind of did the same thing at E3 2017, just showing more of those games. It was great seeing more of those titles, but it wasn't anything big, like anything, wow, that was an E3 I will remember forever, besides the Spider-Man PS4 gameplay demo, of course. That's something that I will never forget about, and specifically with me, for E3 2016, looking at that trailer for the first time, that's what started me doing YouTube, so that is a moment I'll never forget, and that's why E3 is my favorite E3 of all time. So, E3 2018, we're moving on, 2 years ever since Spider-Man PS4 was announced, and Sony and, some of these other companies have already kind of announced what is going to happen. Specifically with Sony, they're saying, of course, the big four exclusives, the deep dives of these big games, Death Stranding, Ghost of Tsushima, Last of Us Part 2, and of course, Spider-Man PS4. And of course, I'm super excited to see all of those games. You have no doubt that I'm super pumped to learn about all these games, how the gameplay is going to work for Ghost of Tsushima. Is Death Stranding even a video game at this point? What is it really? And, a cool announcement is that Slickmoff and I did another collaboration on his channel, and he's going to try and upload our collaboration later on today where we talk more about this type of topic, so I figured it'd be cool if I were to do a live stream of it too, is basically, can E3 2018, not just from Sony, but from the other companies, actually surprise us this year? And that's why there's a great article that was just posted recently by Polygon. If I can find it, it is about the biggest rumors of E3 2018, and there have been some leaked lists of Sony's, in particular, Sony's press conference for E3, showing that, there's going to be Devil May Cry 5, and there's going to be backwards compatibility for the PS4. Not true, all fake, and the reason why is because, A, the list that was shown off recently, it doesn't have Ghost of Tsushima on the list, and that's one of the big four PS4 exclusives that's going to be shown off at E3 2018 for Sony, and it's not on this leak list, so obviously that's a big red flag there. And the other one is that backwards compatibility is more of a asset feature to the system, and Sean Layden said they're not announcing any new hardware-related stuff, and backwards compatibility relates to the console of the PS4, so I don't think that they're going to announce backwards compatibility for PS4 E3 2018. If they do, awesome, but I doubt that given what Sean Layden stated and what the PlayStation blog have stated, previously about what Sony's plans are for E3. I don't think that they're going to show off anything related to PS5 or backwards compatibility. They may, people, oddly enough, they want to have the usernames be able to be changed, so they can switch the names on their PSN IDs. They're saying, they could announce that. That's something small, so I could see that happening. But big stuff like backwards compatibility, that's a big thing. And same thing with, PS5 hardware announcements. I don't think they're going to do anything like that. But basically, in regards to PSX 2017, so E3 is a time where you can watch it through either a computer, TV, stream it wherever, or you can go in person. Like me, if you guys know, I'm going to E3 in person. And that's what I did with PlayStation Experience 2017. Now, I understand that E3 and PSX are completely different things. They're completely different ballparks. E3 is more of a conference to show off new games, new announcements, new hardware. And PSX, PlayStation Experience, is where they show off at least what they're supposed to do, is show off new games, new titles for the PlayStation brand. And that's why PSX 2016 was a standard PSX. You know, we got more Final Fantasy VII, we got Last of Us Part 2 announced, we got Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite announced at PSX. There was all these cool announcements, no Spider-Man PS4 there, but it was still really, really cool seeing all that stuff be shown off at that kind of miniature press conference type thing. And that's what Paris Games Week was in 2017, where that was basically a mini E3, where we had great, awesome showcases for these new games, story trailer for Spider-Man, reveal for Ghost of Tsushima, some announcements, I believe, for Death Stranding. No trailer, though, because that was saved for the Game Awards. And Last of Us Part 2, a new trailer. And that was really cool seeing all that at Paris Games Week. But PSX, what it was for, if you were watching it at home, it kind of sucked. So what it was is that they had this kind of round table chat with all the developers and the publishers sitting around talking about the games, informing the players on new details for different aspects of the game, what's going on, how the development's going, what players can expect in the game. That's kind of what PSX was in 2017 compared to 2016. If you were there in person like I got to do, which was amazing, it was like one of the greatest experiences of all time for me because I got to meet Brian Intar, Ryan Schneider in person, interview Brian Intar, as you guys know. That was amazing in person. But for people who aren't able to go to these conventions and don't have enough money to travel or too busy to travel, and you're just watching it through, streaming or just live on the internet, it's kind of not as exciting as it should be. It's interesting learning about all these different titles and what the publishers and developers are doing, but it's not on the same big scale as E3. So what E3 is supposed to do is really impact gamers, and usually with really cool surprises. And that's why I find it weird that a lot of these companies right now, if you've been keeping up in all the gaming news, they're announcing and revealing lots of interesting stuff before E3, and there's already leaks right now of, for example, Assassin's Creed Odyssey, which is the newest Assassin's Creed game that's going to be set in Greece, I believe. There's also Nintendo. It wasn't leaked, but for some reason they're revealing all this cool Pokemon stuff before E3. And Nintendo's press conference is on June 12th, I believe. So I understand it could be leaked, and then they may not have a big surprise by the time E3 comes around. But it would be more efficient and more, I guess, exciting for the gaming community at this big exclusive Nintendo conference to reveal new Nintendo games like Pokemon or what this new Smash Bros is going to be, all that stuff. So that's the same thing with Sony. Sony is already doing something completely different this year, and they're saying that, we have a new type of conference that we're doing for E3. And what it is that instead of 2016, 2017, where they're just going to be presenting stuff, leaving it for a surprise, like we don't know what's going on, they're already saying, our conference or presentation is mainly going to focus around 4 big games that are coming either in 2018 or later sometime in 2019 to get you guys more of a insight in regards to what the games are about, how they're being made, what they're doing to I guess, expand the PlayStation brand, and what they can expect later on from these titles. So Ghost of Tsushima, samurai game, cool. It's open world, awesome. It's made by Sucker Punch, the guys who did Infamous. So what's that about? So the deep dive is going to be going more in depth with Ghost of Tsushima, probably a gameplay demo and a trailer, which is dope. However, it's a game we already know and already have seen in Paris Games Week. Death Stranding, same thing. We've had 3 cinematic trailers, one at E3 2016, the other one PSX 2016, I believe. No, the Game Awards 2016, where they got the Guillermo del Toro cameo, with Mads Mikkelsen. That was 2016 Game Awards, and Game Awards 2017 with the crazy monster thing in the sky and whatever the heck that trailer was. It's really cool seeing the visual aesthetic of that game, but it's a game, not a movie. So that is the one game I will say that is the one I think we should see more of, even though, again, it was revealed, I believe, way too early in 2016. And we know nothing about it, really. We just kind of have these tidbits about what it could be, but not a good insight of what it actually is going to be. And, of course, Spider-Man, we've seen all this awesome footage for the game already. So I know for a fact whatever they're going to show is going to be awesome. But again, 2016 to 2018, it's been 2 years by the time E3 2018 happens for Sony's conference. So, and we know it's coming out in September. So, what could they show to really grab us? I'm already going to be hyped, as you guys know. But, that's a game that some people are like, we've already seen a lot of Spider-Man. It should be something else. Me, I don't care because I want to see as much as Spider-Man as possible. And of course, Last of Us Part 2. That's another game. Like me, I've played The Last of Us 1. I love it. Is it my favorite game of all time? Like some people say some people think about it. No, but I really, really do like it a lot, and I really love what Naughty Dog did with that game. And Last of Us Part 2, I can already expect what that game's gonna be. Different mechanics playing as Ellie. It's more in the future, so the apocalyptic world where they are, it's more infected now. There's probably gonna be some different enemies. Maybe the gameplay as Ellie is gonna be a bit different from how it was in Last of Us Part 1. So all this stuff, and we that's kind of giving people the kind of red flag. Like, wait a minute, if Sony's telling us that everything is going to be expected from these big PS4 exclusives with some third-party announcements, possibly Rocksteady's Superman game and the Warner Brothers Montreal game, and maybe Avengers Project, but I think that would be saved off for Square Enix's conference. Again, it's a conference that's going to be fun to see, but it won't have that same impact as it did for me personally for E3 2016, where it had all these great surprises, all these great games being announced, all these exciting new developments with these studios. And it's stuff we already know at this point, and I'm very excited that I can go there in person. Going there in person is going to be a blast, of course, and I'm going to be able to see the conference with you guys in a live stream, hopefully just like this one, where we will be reacting to Sony's conference and Square Enix's conference as well, since that's where we're going to get more footage of the Avengers Project, most likely. And we're going to do a live stream, so that's going to be fun interacting with you guys. And then after that, I get to go to E3 and fly down to, LA and experience the convention for 2 days. That's going to be awesome. But for people who aren't that lucky, who don't get to go to the convention and don't have enough money to fly down to LA for E3, they're just going to be watching it on their computers. And hopefully or TV or phone or wherever you're watching it. And you're going to be wondering, I can't wait to have this game be announced. I can't wait to see if they're going to show this. And the fact is that a lot of these companies are already setting expectations to a lower level. So Sony, we just talked all about that. Big 4 exclusives with some focus on third party and VR. So that's a little bit like PSX 2017. So in person, it's going to kick ass, but over, online watching it, it may not be as exciting as you may think it will be. And then Square Enix, we already know, of course, Kingdom Hearts 3 is going to be playable. Final Fantasy 7 will most likely show off more stuff. Avengers Project, maybe a new Hitman, maybe Splinter Cell. That's not Square Enix, is it? Splinter Cell is another company. I forget who it is, but is that Ubisoft? I think it might be Ubisoft, actually. But, again, a lot of games are already kind of confirmed for these conferences. The only one I could say is not all that known about right now is Microsoft. Microsoft is the wild card, and we have no idea what's going on. State of Decay 2 and Sea of Thieves didn't sell well at all. Really bad reviews. Sorry, Xbox fans. But, what is Xbox going to do? They can't announce a new hardware platform because the Xbox One X is so new, and they're saying this is the most powerful console of all time. So why are they focusing on these weird games that couldn't be as big as they are, like PlayStation? Oh, PlayStation, not the most powerful console of all time, but really awesome AAA, story-focused, graphically, refined games. And, it's the same thing with Microsoft. They have this powerful console and these games that a lot of people are looking forward to. Crackdown 3, if that's still happening, but I believe it is now delayed until 2019, which is a bit sad. So that's the one conference I would say, besides maybe EA, even though EA is known to kind of disappoint with all their conferences, I would say Microsoft has a chance to kind of come out on top this year and possibly beat Sony, but I do think that Sony is going to win because of all these great exclusives that a lot of people are looking forward to. And of course, you already know everyone is going to be praising The Last of Us Part 2, even though it's a game that's just a sequel of a game that was already great on the PS3 and now it's a PS4. No, sorry. People are going to be praising Last of Us Part 2 to no end when that shows more gameplay. And same thing with Ghost of Tsushima, which is going to be a very innovative title for Sony, and Sucker Punch when they reveal that. And Nintendo, new Pokemon stuff, new Switch stuff, new Smash Bros stuff, new Metroid stuff, new maybe some Link stuff, Zelda stuff, They have a lot of cool stuff in their showcases from time to time. It's very, family oriented, so it's games for everyone that can enjoy different titles and different genres. But the main conferences I would say to look forward to is Sony and Square Enix. However, I don't know if it's going to have that same wow factor as the previous E3s. It could be really, really good and really, really exciting, but on the same level as 2016, watching it over, again, from a laptop or phone or TV or wherever you're watching it, is it going to be as big as it was with these crazy surprises from E3 2016? The sad thing is, all this stuff is already kind of leaked. So if we do get Rocksteady's game at Sony's conference, we already know it might be Superman or Justice League. And there's no way it could be a new IP because Warner Brothers owns Rocksteady. So they're mainly only supposed to do DC games. And again, Slickmoff and I talk about this in our upcoming collab on his channel, so stay tuned for that. But yeah, I'm of course looking so forward to E3. I can't wait for it. And I know for a fact being able to interact with you guys live while watching it is going to be half the fun. But again, for the standard gamer who is just expecting some new game announcements, with all the leaks going on, with all the stuff that's happening, it may not live up to the hype as some people are claiming it to be. I'm already hyped at beyond belief for Spider-Man, obviously, but for these other games, it's already stuff we know about. So hopefully that there could be a surprise or surprises in store for all these conferences that could actually come in and wow gamers away. So that's mainly what my, I guess, one worry is basically E3 2018 could turn out to be something like PSX 2017, watching it over, screen. Like some of the other Spidey Squad members, I was the main one, besides Amazing Lucas, of course, and Khaled B, to go to PSX and actually, go and meet up in person. But the other Spidey Squad members, they just saw it over, their computers or on phones and stuff, and they said that kind of sucked. And I get why. I definitely get why. But again, experiencing it in person and over internet is two different things. So before we move on to the news and the rumors and stuff, I want to read your guys' comments. I gotta scroll up a bit. Amazing Lucas, final say, demo of Spider-Man E3, yes. Come on, what are you talking about? I think so, I mean, deep dive, showcase, more than, I would say, all these other games that are showing up, Spider-Man is the one that is coming out in September. It's the one final PS4 exclusive to dominate 2018. We had Shadow of the Colossus in February of 2018, then God of War in April. Just had Detroit recently. I beat it too, and it was awesome. And now Spider-Man's going to seal the deal for Sony in September, and they're going to dominate. So I would actually double down and say not only do I think we will get a demo for people to play at E3, I don't know if we're going to be able to play it like downloading it for you guys at home. I don't know if that's going to happen, but I do think there will be some form of a playable demo, and also possibly a PS4 Pro reveal. I don't know if that would be saved maybe later on near August, but that could be near like whatever they decide to show. Then they could end it with like, pre-order your PS4 Pro bundle for Spider-Man, and it looks freaking awesome, And of course, hopefully, if we meet up in person, Lucas, oh yeah, Spidey Squad, in meetup, yeah, it's going down. So with that out of the way, let's see what else is there. Ismail Alvarez says Superman can't be at Sony's because Spider-Man is a big focus and it's a Marvel game and Superman is DC. I don't agree. I don't agree at all. And again, it doesn't matter if it's different company brands like Marvel or DC. It matters with the publishers. And that's why E3 2016, we even though it's not on the same level, we had Batman Arkham VR at E3 2016 for Sony's conference, and then at the end of that, Spider-Man PS4 reveal trailer. So I could definitely see them doing the same thing. It doesn't matter if it's Marvel and DC. What matters is the company ties. So Rocksteady knows that they have this tie with Sony to say, oh, buy Batman Arkham Knight for the PS4 to get some exclusive Scarecrow missions. That could be the same exact thing here. Buy Superman on the PS4 to get access to a new mission featuring Bizarro or whatever, you know? So it doesn't matter if it's Marvel versus DC. It matters which company Rocksteady has the most ties with, and that would be Sony. And I know Caboose XBL just did a video today, actually, about this exact same topic, and he says it could be Microsoft because Spider-Man's going to be at Sony, and that's one of the big four exclusives. I don't agree with him. I think it's mainly because Sony has this connection with Rocksteady that they've made for all their games. Even all the way back in 2009. 2009, you guys, where they had Joker as a playable character for Arkham Asylum on the PS3. And that was nuts. A whole playable character of Joker on the PS3, and Xbox got nothing. Wrecked. So it's the same thing with Superman for the PS4, even though Spider-Man, of course, is going to be the big focus for Sony, one of the big focuses, I should say. I definitely think that Superman will, and even maybe Warner Brothers Montreal's game, the possible Batman game, will be shown off at Sony's conference. But we'll just wait and see. Let's see, what else we got in the chat going on? Let me scroll up a bit more to the comments that I may have missed because I was just talking a bit and I didn't see your comments, so I want to read what you guys have. Let's see. We have interesting comments about PlayStation's conference. Same thing. Superman, it's Microsoft's conference. I can't wait to see Nintendo's E3. Yeah, that Pokemon game, Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee, that looks dope. I love Pokemon. When I was a kid, I loved playing Pokemon Pearl on my DS, and then I got Pokemon Platinum. And then later on, I got Pokemon Soul Silver. And I don't own a Switch, but this is the game I think I've been waiting for to buy for a Switch. I was like, yeah, Super Mario Odyssey, it's a cool game. I love the Mario games, but I don't know if I'm going to be buying a Switch just for that. Same thing, Breath of the Wild. I'm not a big Zelda fan, but I do like the games. But Pokemon, I love Pokemon. So that Let's Go Pikachu or Let's Go Eevee, I would get Let's Go Eevee because that reminds me a lot. If you guys remember this game, Pokemon Gale of Darkness. Anyone remembers that game? It was for the GameCube, and you start off with your starting Pokemon as Eevee, and this is like, it seems like a newer version of that, which is really dope. So yeah, you know, Nintendo is on the 12th, I believe, so I'm really looking forward to seeing what that game's going to be. Or, you know, what games they're going to show off at their conference. EA, Star Wars, maybe, if they're actually going to not cancel the new Star Wars game from Respawn Entertainment, the guys who did Titanfall, I believe. You know, they could show it on the 9th, and it could be cool, but EA, you know, that's the one publisher that I'm not really trusting a lot in the hands of a Star Wars game. So we'll just wait and see what they show there. Again, Square Enix, Final Fantasy, Kingdom Hearts, Avengers Project, maybe a new Hitman, maybe some Just Cause 4 stuff, whatever. Pretty good conference, but nothing that will really grab my attention. And I guess besides the Avengers Project, what it sounds like it is right now, if you've been keeping up with the leaks of the Avengers Project or the claimed leaks for Avengers, it's basically going to be an online version of Ultimate Alliance mixed with Marvel Heroes, mixed with a bit of, I guess, DCU online, with some third-person combat stuff and MMORPG aspects and some microtransactions. It sounds like it's a mess. For me personally, it sounds like it's going to be a all over the place type of Ultimate Alliance 3 type of game. And you already know me. I like Ultimate Alliance. I'm not a big fan of it, but I do really like the game. Austin, of course, says he wants to be a mod. Of course, dude. I don't know why I didn't add you sooner. Nice. Austin is now moderator. Thank you, Austin. You're awesome. Yeah, you know, I don't know. You know, all these different games I'm expecting for the conferences, they could be cool, but are they going to surprise us? You know, Avengers, we know it has to be there. And then there's this guy who apparently has a quote-unquote leaked source at Marvel Games who leaked him some info, take that as you will, saying that Marvel is going to be scared to reveal Avengers Project at E3 because Rocksteady is going to reveal the Superman game at Sony's conference alongside of Warner Brothers revealing whatever their game is, which is most likely going to be a Batman game. And Marvel, and what this guy is saying is that Marvel is going to be scared to reveal their Avengers game because they're saying it won't live up to the same hype level as the Superman game. And it doesn't matter if it's hype, they would reveal it because it's good competition. In fact, if that's the case, they would want to reveal it more. They wouldn't be afraid. In fact, they would be like, oh, you're going to reveal Superman? Boom, here's Avengers. And then that would get people on the superhero hype train? Like, are you on the DC hype train for the Rocksteady Superman game? Or are you on the Marvel hype train for Spider-Man and Avengers? So I find that to be stupid. That they're saying that they're scared, and I don't buy these leaks from this guy at all. Which is why I haven't done a video on it, because I've seen some of you guys, you say, Evan, do a video about the Avengers Project leaks. I'm like, this guy is super shady. Not only does he have less than 1,000 subscribers, but everyone who leaked stuff last year for Spider-Man PS4 was just BS. So I don't trust any more leaks for Marvel stuff for when it comes to games. So that's why I haven't talked about it. But with the kind of news and just, I guess, my feelings towards E3 for people who can't go to E3, hopefully you understand what I'm talking about. I think you guys do. So with that, I don't know if it's going to fully suck. You know, I think the main word is it going to disappoint, or is it not going to live up to the same expectations as the previous E3s? And for me personally, I don't think anything can beat what I felt on E3 2016, watching that conference on my giant TV live, and then they revealed the Spider-Man PS4 trailer for the first time. Obviously, I cried, and then even more. 2017, I got to react to the conference with all you guys. That was super awesome, seeing the demo for the first time. That was crazy. So the same thing here, like, what we're going to see is going to be awesome, and I can't wait, and it'll be fun reacting with it with you guys. But is it going to surprise us? Is it going to blow us away like what Sean Layden is saying for Sony's conference? Can Microsoft surprise this year with actual good games instead of these trash titles that they've been releasing for the past couple weeks and months? Can EA redeem themselves with the whole microtransaction nonsense? We already know Nintendo's going to do fine, and everyone's going to be hyped about Smash. And Square Enix, you know, wild card. Like, Kingdom Hearts 3 is going to be cool. It's going to be playable at E3. Final Fantasy 7 should be there. And Avengers, you know, whatever it turns out to be, they'll most likely will show stuff there for that game. So that's going to be interesting. And, you know, I'm looking forward to it. I just am concerned that it may not live up to the hype levels that were back for E3 2016. 2017, that's the same thing. Like, 2017 all around, even though besides the demo for Spider-Man, of course, I would say 2017 was not lackluster, but just not on the same level of excitement that I felt for 2016. Rogue says, what about Ubisoft? Assassin's Creed, most likely. Maybe Splinter Cell. Honestly, I don't really know, you know. Ubisoft never really disappoints, but they never really excite. Like, oh, that was a Ubisoft conference. All right, another Just Dance. Here we go. You know, Assassin's Creed, I loved Origins. Vigilante Spider, co-founder of the Spidey Squad, he loves Origins. Odyssey sounds interesting. I don't know if that's the actual title that they're going to go for, but Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I think it could be cool if it's set in Greece. I think that could be an interesting setting. Watch Dogs 3, maybe. Spider just said Watch Dogs 3. Yeah, that'd be cool. I love Watch Dogs 2. I know I'm a little bit biased towards it because it takes place near my hometown of San Francisco, so I'd be down for a Watch Dogs 3. But yeah, you know, Ubisoft, I think will do fine. I don't know if they'll amaze, but I think they'll do fine. But mainly the main conferences that we're going to be reacting to, or at least what I'm going to be reacting to with you guys, is Sony and Square Enix. I mean, I'm going to be watching them live, and I'll be on Discord fun enough to react to them, but I won't record my reaction, if that makes sense. Like, we'll watch them together as they're happening live, but as for my reactions, I won't be recording them for EA or Microsoft or Ubisoft, but mainly for Sony and Square Enix, because that's where we'll most likely get Avengers, and then Sony, of course, Spider-Man. If Sony opens the show with Spider-Man, they have a live orchestra like they did last year and 2016. If they open the show with Spider-Man, play an orchestra, play that theme, I'm going to die. You already know I'm going to be freaking out when they show something like that. It's going to be nuts. So, with that out of the way, we're already in here for 30 minutes. So I guess now let's talk about this article that I mentioned in the beginning of the stream about Polygon. So Polygon recently just released an article saying the biggest rumors of E3 2018, and it talks about the same thing that we just talked about. Is it going to disappoint? Is it going to suck? Could it be cool? We don't know. So they kind of discuss everything for all the conferences. So I'll read it for you guys, and I'll leave it a link in the description when the live stream uploads. So the biggest rumors of E3 2018, the biggest rumors include multiple Gears of War games, the next Elder Scrolls, and a new Splinter Cell. So that's all stuff that I think was leaked from Walmart a couple weeks ago. So I do think that those are going to happen. I mean, Microsoft, you already know that they're going to be milking the Gears of War franchise till death. So I think that we're going to get Gears of War 5? Are we on Gears of War 5 or 4? I think it is 5 because I think it is 5. Splinter Cell, you know, that's already one of the Walmart leaks, so I can definitely expect that to be coming out in Ubisoft's conference. And Elder Scrolls 6, I do think that Bethesda is going to actually show some stuff that could be cool and hopefully be a different type of thing that Bethesda is known for. Maybe with, I would say, Fallout 76, they just announced that. And again, why are they announcing these things before the conference? That's the main thing I was saying before. Like, why is Bethesda showing off these games before their conference? And I get it, they want to hype people up. So 76 is the newest Fallout game after Fallout 4. They should just saved it for the conference. Show the reveal trailer and then followed up by gameplay. That would they would have a longer conference. And actually a surprise instead of revealing it now, where we were kind of expecting a new Fallout game. We didn't know for sure if it was going to happen, but if they had saved it for their conference, it would have been another surprise. So same thing with Elder Scrolls. You know, we haven't had anything we don't know anything if it is going to happen or not, but I think Elder Scrolls 6 would be a good surprise to show off at Bethesda's conference. So to continue with this article, it says, long before, and this is written by Chris Planty. This is written from his perspective. So he's saying, long before I reported on games, I enjoyed gorging on game industry rumors ahead of each E3. I still do. Rumors inspire conversation and speculation and excitement. They're communal, like little inside info to be shared with people just as obsessive as you. They exist between fact and fiction, a world of possibility for what could be rather than what is. That's a great way. He's basically saying this is the time to be hyped up for E3, and the part of it to be hyped up is for speculation, prediction, assumption. Is this game company making this game? Is this game going to be an exclusive to PS4? Are there going to be a lot of multiplats going to be shown off at Sony's conference? You know, that's what we're talking about, and that's the sad thing is these companies are kind of, what seems like to me, taking the surprise out of the convention for E3. That's like half of the reason why people watch E3 is to be blown away by surprises. So, you know, this Chris Plant guy really is talking about it in a great way. So to continue his article, he says, this post is part of that conversation and naturally comes with the appropriate caveats. Most rumors are just that, rumors, so take what follows with a grain of salt. These predictions are rooted in gossip and forum posts and leaks and gobs of industry observation. They're not guaranteed, so please don't place any bets. I would hate for you to lose money to local bookie on the existence of non-existence of Gears of War Royale, but do speculate as much as you like in the comments. So again, he's just encouraging people to speculate, have fun, go crazy. This is dream time. Like if you wanted Cloud from Final Fantasy in Smash, it could happen. Is that real? I'm thinking of Snake, I think. Or am I? No, wait. There was Shulk in the Wii U version of Smash, and Snake and Sonic. I don't think Cloud has been in a Smash game yet. I could be wrong, but I think that's the rumor currently going on. He is in Smash? Okay, then I totally forgot. But yeah, you know, I think, like, for example, like anything you could think of, like, oh, that's one thing of Sora in Smash. Kingdom Hearts in Smash is what the rumor is right now. So that's what I was thinking of. And yeah, that he's basically just encouraging people to get excited and talk about amongst yourselves about what you hope could happen and what you think will happen. So different sides of the conversation there. So to continue with this article, he says, looking through this story, I'm optimistic about E3 2018. This is a great time to care about gaudy video game announcements. We've hit the threshold in a video game generation when typically risk-averse publishers push their weirder, riskier, and more innovative stuff. Midway through the console life cycle, developers have shipped a couple of games and learned the idiosyncrasies of the hardware. With less focus on creating tools, learning middleware, or simply getting games to run, more time and effort gets spent on craft and creativity. So it's exactly what we were talking about earlier, where games are being made in a longer state. Like more people are working on games. It takes longer to work on these big games. That's why they reveal them so early, because they're working on them for so long. They don't want to have them wait for any news. They reveal a trailer, then make them wait until they're finished developing the game, which is exactly what happened with Spider-Man PS4. and even Death Stranding right now, even though we're getting, it seems like annual trailers, we're still like trailer, 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 but no news, just trailers of more obscure stuff. And that's what he's basically talking about, because the teams working on these games are so talented and they're so dedicated to trying making great titles. It's taking them longer and more thought out processes to create these great experiences for us to enjoy. So that's what I really like about the gaming industry and why it's so innovative and why it's thriving so much. So next up in this article, it says, which is to say, this E3 should be focused not on brand partnerships, media apps, and incremental hardware upgrades, but games. Lots and lots and lots of games. Microsoft has barely revealed its catalog, while Sony has announced a massive slate for the coming years. Bethesda and EA both have big new sci-fi franchises in the works, like Anthem, and possibly, what is it? The Starfield? Yeah, Starfield. While Square Enix and Ubisoft have a variety of sequels in the wing. So again, Assassin's Creed, Splinter Cell, Anthem, Spider-Man, Death Stranding, Days Gone, Ghost of Tsushima, Last of Us Part 2, all these great games that these companies are making in a really, really cool way. And that's what he's saying. Sony kind of gave away their game plan, but there could be some surprises at their conference. We still don't know. Microsoft is a wild card. We don't know what they could do and what they're capable of, but given what Phil Spencer has done in the past, if you guys don't know, Phil Spencer is like the head of Xbox, and he's like, we're bringing great games, most powerful console ever. I don't see anything like that, Phil. You're kind of letting us down with these games like State of Decay 2 and Sea of Thieves and Crackdown 3 getting delayed, so I don't really buy that. So again, they need to redeem themselves this year if they want to actually compete with these other companies. This is where we live in a world where Nintendo can actually beat Microsoft in a big press conference of E3. That's how sad Microsoft is right now. So if they do manage to somehow get the scoop on the Rocksteady Superman game, like what Caboose, what his video was about, saying that Superman could be revealed at Microsoft show, and then they could show off also gameplay of Anthem again, or Assassin's Creed Odyssey, where they're going to show off a trailer at Microsoft's conference running on the Xbox One X like they did with Origins, and then show a demo for it at Ubisoft conference on the 11th. I think it is on the 11th. But that's why Microsoft, they need to step up their game in terms of games. As a console, I guess it runs fine. Movies, TV, a home console, Blu-ray player, all that, fine. But as a game console to play games, not really doing too well. So that's why they need to step up their game this year. So to continue, E3 2018 should be dense with new, strange, imaginative, shrewd, and wonderful stuff. Here's what we expect. So that's I totally agree with this guy. He's basically saying, innovate, create, expand, explore. That's really what E3 is all about, showing new stuff, creating new experiences for players to actually broaden their horizons. Like, wow, this is a game I never thought I would be interested in, but I am. Like the same thing with Dreams. Dreams just showed a 20-minute showcase from PlayStation's YouTube channel, and that was another one of the games that we thought was going to happen at E3, but it didn't. And instead, Sony just took the advantage of the E3 hype and showed off this kind of 20-minute inside look at Dreams. And it was really, really cool seeing how that game is actually going to be played out. And I'm actually really interested in now, because before I was like, oh, it's just going to be like a 3D little big planet, and we'll just see what happens in terms of Dreams. What they showed, like, it's like an editor's dream. Like, for people who love to create stuff, like a content creator on YouTube, editing stuff, they're going to be really, really immersed in this game's world, creating their own worlds, free roam, open world, create whatever you want, however you want. That's a game that I think I could enjoy if I'm bored of Spider-Man, which, spoiler alert, I'll never be bored of Spider-Man. But if I just want a game to play besides Spider-Man, I would say Dreams, because Dreams looks actually pretty dope. But yeah, continuing on with that, this is where the article starts to talk about all the different conferences, starting with Microsoft, which is the one that we were just talking about. And I think this is the one that actually discusses a really great insight to how they should play out for E3. So Microsoft will triple down on Xbox franchises. So that's interesting. So again, same thing with Sony. What they're saying is that we're going to focus on these big, huge exclusives. that are going to come out in 2018 and beyond. And I think the reason why they're doing that and the reason why they're revealing their game plan so early is because Sony is seeing that the PS4 is almost over. It's been out ever since 2013. It's 2018 now. It's been out for 5 years. We have a PS4 Pro now. By the time there was an article the other day that stated that the PS5 will most likely be revealed in 2021. I believe this is where Sony is saying this is it for the PS4. We have Spider-Man, Days Gone, Last of Us, Detroit Become Human, God of War, Ghost of Tsushima, Death Stranding, Shadow of the Colossus. You know, if I forgot anything, I'm sorry. If I didn't say Ghost of Tsushima, then Ghost of Tsushima. They're revealing what's in store for the PlayStation fan base, and that's great because they know what to expect and they know like these are the games that are going to be shown off for PlayStation. And then afterwards, I would say the last one that is going to come out maybe Death Stranding. I think Last of Us Part 2 will come out in 2019. Death Stranding, since it's such an innovative game, it's so different, I think that game could be easily 2020. I know that sounds insane, but Kojima is nuts, and I love what he's doing. So I would say take all the time he needs on that game to make it truly whatever it is. Because what they're saying, it's like an open world game. Players have to collaborate over the internet to beat the game or something weird like that. It's crazy. So I think that type of game is going to come out in 2020, and then the PS5 will be announced on 2021. What the article was saying. So, but for Microsoft's case, they're saying they're tripling down on Xbox franchises, if they have any. Gears of War, I guess that's a good franchise. Crackdown 3, I mean, good luck if they ever release that game. Stay of Decay 2 didn't do so well. Sea of Thieves, not doing so well. Am I forgetting any Xbox franchises out there, guys? Am I blanking? I guess Minecraft, they got to get on that Minecraft hype if they really want to sell more Minecraft stuff on the Xbox. I mean, most powerful console of all time playing Minecraft. Oh yeah, Forza, Musty Bullet. All they have is Forza. I actually like Forza, but it's not the same level, of course, as something like Spider-Man or Last of Us. So what this article says for Microsoft is Halo. Of course, how did I forget about Halo? Halo, Forza, and lots of Gears of War. So that's what their subtitle is. Last fall, Microsoft promoted Xbox head Phil Spencer to Executive Vice President of Gaming, awarding him a seat at Microsoft's senior leadership group. The move reflects a sea change within the company, one largely overseen by Spencer. Under his watch, Xbox has begun to expand beyond hardware, most notably by the Play Anywhere initiative, which allows games to be purchased on console or PC and played seamlessly on both. In light of his greater position at the company, we expect to see Microsoft to use E3 to reveal new features and expand ongoing programs to further bridge the divide between Xbox and Windows PC gaming. Again, apparently Microsoft doesn't know what the term exclusive means. Exclusive means to be tied to one single platform, not to be Xbox exclusive. And Windows 10, by the way, exclusive. Guys, it's over. You need to stop with the two exclusives. That's not how it works. If you're truly saying that Xbox One X is the most powerful console, and you're saying that the Xbox is a system that can be for everyone, everywhere, playing all these different types of games with all these great, powerful processors for the console, show us. Show us some games that can actually be considered to be on the same level as a game like Spider-Man or Last of Us. And I do think that if they show off something like Crackdown 3, which is delayed to 2019. They better have majorly improved it from what we last saw, because for me, it just looked like Crackdown 2 all over again. Gears of War 6 or 5, I'm sure that the Gears of War series is a fine series. I've never played it, but I'm sure that a fifth Gears of War game will just be like all the other ones, just better graphically, some new gameplay mechanics here and there, and a different story. Cuphead, I saw some of you guys say Cuphead. Cuphead's a great game. And that is one thing that I will say Xbox has is Cuphead and PC though. So again, why would you play on an Xbox if you can play it on PC? Doesn't matter if it's Windows or whatever. If you have an Apple and you don't have Windows, then you can't get it. But mainly the fact that it is on Xbox and PC. If it was only on Xbox, that would be something that Xbox truly has, is Cuphead, which is where sadly they had this great game of Inside. If you guys remember Inside, the people who made Limbo, I forget what the game company is. I think it's not Red. Is it Red Barrel Studio? I don't know. It's something like that, I think. but the company that made Limbo made Inside, and Inside was an Xbox One X exclusive, or Xbox One exclusive, and then it moved to PS4, and now it's on PS4. So, and same thing, Tomb Raider. Tomb Raider was an Xbox One timed exclusive, and then they saw how badly it did it for sales being an Xbox exclusive, and then now it's a multi-platform game. So, you know, it's kind of sad. So I really hope that they don't just focus on their old franchises, because it's like it's the same stuff. If they want to show something new, show something new. And really show people, this is why I want an Xbox One. Even though the PS4 is Spider-Man, which is already going to be really hard to beat, how is the Xbox One going to compete with the PS4? And I think the answer to that is showing off a really good AAA high-quality game from a company that actually is going to reveal something seriously cool and new that we haven't seen before. So I definitely think that what they can do is show something that will wow people, obviously. And that's what I think they have to do. Instead of getting on stage, talking about the statistical numbers of how well the Xbox One X sold, which no one cares about, they want to show off games that are impactful to the player community. And that's what I think they should do for E3. To continue with this article, it says, like what we just said, what about games? Microsoft's big original properties haven't found huge success this generation. Nonetheless, we expect the company will commit to its established brands, announcing Halo 6, Forza Horizon 4, and another Gears of War. In fact, we've heard rumors that Microsoft could announce up to 3 Gears of War games, including a traditional sequel, a real-time strategy title in the style of Halo Wars, and a battle royale game. Excuse me. Perhaps the franchise will get traction with the larger user base on Windows 10. How? I get it, you're making games for different players, strategy, online RPG, a real sequel, you know, different genres of games for the different types of players. I get it. But why? Why? Show something new that we aren't expecting. Gears of War is already kind of in a rut. I think 4 did fine review-wise, but I don't think it sold all that well. So I don't think it's a good idea for them to focus on these brands that we know about already. Oh, another Halo. Exciting. It's the 100th Halo game ever. Gears of War 5. Okay. Forza 4. All right. Showing the graphical power of the Xbox One X is obviously prioritized with Forza. I get that. Forza is one of the best looking games on the Xbox One X, period. You can't argue that. But it's not a game that people are going to be, yes, another Forza. Oh man, I was so looking forward to another Forza. I don't think that's what they should be doing. And the fact that they are doing and still going with that plan of, oh, it's a exclusive to Xbox and Windows 10. That's not an exclusive. That's a multi-plat because it's for PC and a console. So they don't know what the term exclusive means. It's an exclusive to the Windows brand, to the Microsoft brand, but they don't still know what an exclusive means. So graphically, these games I will be fine. I think they will do graphically well, but I don't know if this is the strategy that they should go for. And if it is, then I'm a little bit worried that Microsoft is going to be in the same rut for E3 2018 and beyond, but we'll just wait and see. Let's see. Wait, bring Harmony. Man, what the hell are you talking about? Sony will show a plethora of games. Yes, they will, dude, but I'm saying that it's games we know about already. Games like Spider-Man, Ghost, Death Stranding, Last of Us Part 2. Obviously, we still need to see gameplay for 3 of those games, but it's stuff we know about. I'm saying that it could be not as exciting. Like, wow, they revealed that at Sony's conference. They showed that at Microsoft's conference. So I'm saying the lack of surprises could be not as surprising as what it was for 2016 or even 2017 or even actually PSX 2016, because PSX 2016 had some cool surprises. Again, PlayStation Experience showed Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. That's a multi-platform game, and yet it was shown off at PSX. So that was a surprise no one was expecting. It was rumors that Marvel vs. Capcom 4 was coming, but not at PSX, not at that. That was a huge surprise. Same thing, Soul Calibur 6 at the Game Awards was awesome. 2017, I love Soul Calibur. If you guys know me, I love Soul Calibur, and they just revealed Maxi recently, which is dope. So those are surprises that really made the shows exciting. And I'm sure, you know, Rocksteady's Superman game is going to blow us away. Whatever they're going to show is going to be dope. But I'm just saying, hopefully, not just for Sony, but all these conferences. Hopefully, all these conferences have some surprises in store for the fans. So to continue on that, with the Microsoft article, it says, focusing exclusively on its core franchises likely won't be enough to compare with Sony's lineup. Rumors of a new NBA Jam sounded unlikely initially, particularly since EA was the last company to publish an entry in the franchise. But a recent update to the Xbox 360 version of 2011's NBA Jam on Fire Edition has me reconsidering the possibility. Something like NBA Jam would make sense for Microsoft, which needs new, buzzy games that won't require years of development, time, and budget, but would net goodwill among not just the hardware, but also the folks who only play the occasional sports games. And hopefully we get a release for Crackdown 3. So again, sounds like Crackdown 3 is going to be shown off at E3, but sadly it's going to have a reveal of a 2019 release date since it's delayed. And NBA Jam, I'm not a fan of sports games, so I don't know the history of NBA Jam. Was it a Microsoft tie-in? I'm assuming it was, but that's actually, see, that could be a surprise. That is a surprise. A new NBA Jam could be a really fun surprise for Microsoft. It's not as big as Spider-Man, but it's still a good surprise to have at that conference. And if this does happen, I think that would be really cool. And Crackdown 3, sure, if people are excited for that, why not? I like the first Crackdown, didn't play the second one, so sure, be exciting. So that was Microsoft. So let's get into the big one, of course, is Sony with Spider-Man, obviously. So this is what we were kind of talking about. Sony will cut back on big announcements. That's what this article says. That's what I was telling you guys. They already kind of revealed their game plan of the big 4 exclusives, and that's why there could not be as big of surprises as there were for the previous E3s. So, but still, we'll just wait and see. So the subtitle is Spider-Man, Death Stranding, Ghost of Tsushima, and it says Days Gone. So this must be wrong because it's supposed to be Last of Us Part 2 because we already got the full month of May for Days Gone. From Game Informer, and it was great, and they did a great job covering it, and they already said the big 4 exclusives for Sony's E3 is Spider-Man, Ghost of Tsushima, Death Stranding, and Last of Us Part 2, not Days Gone. So I don't think Days Gone will show up. I think it will just be shown off at a later time, but I don't think it will be at E3. And there's a leak list out there that says we're going to get a Days Gone trailer with a release date. I don't think so. Could happen, but mainly they already stated the 4 exclusives. If that's the case, it would be the big 5 exclusives, not the big 4. But this article says, Sony is operating from a position of power, having sold significantly more PS4s than Microsoft has Xbox Ones. Its portfolio of exclusives in this console generation has dwarfed Microsoft's output, which has been hobbled by high-profile delays, cancellations, and studio closures. Dang, they went savage on Microsoft right there. Sony already shipped a critical and commercial hit this year in the form of God of War, and it has a bounty of announced games to be released over the next year, and so on. So, of course, what games we're talking about here. Strategically, Sony has little reason to show any more of its cards, so expect its E3 conference to be focused on deep dives into known commodities, like what we said, Last of Us Part 2, Spider-Man. It still says Days Gone. I don't think Days Gone's going to be there. Let me know, do you guys think Days Gone's going to be there? I don't think so, because if that's the case, they would have said the big 5, not the big 4. Because of all the Game Informer stuff, I don't think that they would need to show more of Days Gone at E3. It could happen, but I don't think so. But yeah, Days Gone, Death Stranding, Dreams, Ghost of Tsushima, and a remaster of Medieval. So we saw Medieval at PSX 2017, and I will think that they're going to show off what it looks like at E3. And same thing, maybe they could show off the Spyro remaster. Or what I'm hoping for, dear God, Sony, please, besides seeing more of Spider-Man, a dream that I hope for is fully PS4 remaster collection of Sly Cooper. I love Sly Cooper so much, and since Sucker Punch is working on Ghost, I think Sanzaru Games can maybe do a remaster pack of all the Sly Cooper games on the PS4. I know there's already a remaster Sly Cooper pack on the PS3, but man, if they had a PS4 Sly Cooper remaster, guys, that'd be sick. Because Ratchet and Clank on the PS4 looks so good. And if they would have a Sly Cooper game that looked like that, or just remastered all them on the same graphic style, oh, that'd be so good. And I know Ratchet and Clank is Insomniac and Sly is Sucker Punch, but you know what I mean. So to continue with the article, it says, we've heard and read rumors about a handful of unannounced games like sequels to Bloodborne, which is Shadows Die Twice, if you guys know that, and Horizon Zero Dawn. That'd be interesting. Along with another remake of a PlayStation classic, maybe Siphon Filter, I don't know about that, and an upgraded PS VR headset. Maybe, because they said that they're going to go more about VR games. They didn't say anything about hardware, so I don't know if they're going to do that, but still, they did say that they're going into obviously the big four with some third-party stuff and some VR stuff. So if they do announce some VR stuff, I would understand why. But with so many games to promote and ship in the next 12 months and God of War DLC still a question mark, I don't think God of War needs DLC. I think the story was already good enough to have it be resolved. And Cory Barlog, the director of God of War, said that the ending, spoilers, where Thor shows up at Kratos' house with Atreus, and then they're there, and they kind of like, oh, what's going on? Are they going to fight? Corey's like, oh, that's a story to tell for another time, and they already said that they're trying to make this into a new God of War series on the PS4, so I don't think it would be DLC. I think it'd be a God of War sequel, but way too soon for that. Sony will probably hold most major reveals for future events, so that's what I do agree with. So Horizon Zero Dawn 2, more of Days Gone, maybe possible Sly Cooper remaster reveal, or even Jak and Daxter remaster reveal. I would say maybe Paris Games Week 2018 could happen, but we'll just wait and see. But I do think Shadows Die Twice will show up here too. It's a first-party game, but From Software has this deal with Sony, so I do think that Shadows Die Twice will show up at Sony's conference, and I do think it is Bloodborne 2. There's a lot of rumors and leaks going on that is Bloodborne 2, and I think it is Bloodborne 2. Besides that, there's some precedent to Sony spreading big announcements across the calendar. In the past couple of years, the company has begun to make big announcements at conferences and its own events, particularly using Paris Games Week and PSX to reveal new titles and promote trailers in the fall, building hype ahead of the holiday shopping season. That's exactly what they did. That's exactly what they did at Paris Games Week and PSX 2017, where I got to interview Brian. And then they showed the behind-the-scenes trailer of Spider-Man PS4 with Dan Slott, which some of you guys didn't like, but I did like it. And Paris Games Week showing the story trailer for Spider-Man, and also revealing Ghost of Tsushima at the Paris Games Week, and even another trailer of Last of Us Part 2. So that's why Sony is using all these other outlets to release new exclusives for the upcoming years that are for the PS4 launch. So I do understand what their strategy is. I think it's a good one because obviously they know that they have so many talented developers: Insomniac, Naughty Dog, Bend Studios, Sony Santa Monica, Sucker Punch, all these great people working on these amazing games. They know that they need time and resources to make the best game possible. So even though they may release and announce the games too early, at least fans can expect them later on throughout the years. Even though we had the year of silence in 2016 with no news for Spider-Man throughout the entire year pretty much, with just slight stuff, but nothing obviously what we have now in terms of gameplay. So that was a bit upsetting, but without them releasing the trailer in 2016, I wouldn't be here doing this right now. So that's why I can't fault Sony for that. So moving on from Sony is Nintendo. And I think this article was written before they announced Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee. So let's see what they say. Nintendo will show Mother 3. I think that's Pikmin, right? Is that in the Pikmin world? I think I've heard of Mother before. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Earthbound 2, Mother 3 HD, Mother 64 Revisited. That's actually pretty cool if they do that. That could be a cool title. See, Nintendo always knows what they're doing. Pokemon, Smash, Mario, they always show great stuff. And they have Reggie Fils-Aimé. Reggie Fils-Aimé is a hilarious guy who brings tons of optimism to the Nintendo crowd. So whatever they show, it's going to be great. Look, and this is what the article says. Look, we don't know what Nintendo will do. The place is the Fort Knox of game secrets. The company will definitely show Super Smash Bros. For the Switch, and it will likely show off Metroid Prime 4, which, obviously. A Pokemon appearance of some kind seems fair to assume, considering the company has freshly revealed 2 new entries and promised another for 2019. We could see the rumored Star Fox Grand Prix, and the Switch is yet to host entries in Pikmin, Mario Party, Animal Crossing, Wave Race, Punch-Out!, Kid Icarus, and plenty of other Nintendo franchises. But frankly, when it comes to big surprises, we're stumped. So exactly, right there. All that, even for me, I would say is a surprise. Are we going to get a new Kid Icarus game? Which I love. I love Pit. Are we going to get, Mike Tyson's Punch-Out! HD or something? Pikmin, Pikmin's pretty fun. Mario Party, I could see a new that. Everything that Nintendo does is always fun and always surprising too, because I'm never expecting what to know at Nintendo's conferences. Like, oh, it could be a Mario game, but a Mario game that I was not expecting. Same thing with Mario Odyssey. Like, what? Mario in what looks like, a New York setting, in New Donk City, or New Dank City, as some people call it. All the stuff that they show at their conferences is great. So Nintendo already has a step up of Microsoft, which is surprising. But yeah, I'm really excited to see Nintendo and what they do. Let's see. We also have, to continue with the article, it says, that's why we're swinging for the fences. We're putting my wish into the world, hoping it will return to me as a reality. Mother 3 will be announced for the Nintendo Switch, and we predict that for no other reason that I'd really like it to happen. So again, that's just what they want to have happen. They want to have Mother 3 happen. It's not confirmed, but I do think that could be a pretty cool reveal. Mother 3 seems pretty cool. Metroid Prime 4 is already going to get a lot of people hyped. Smash for the Switch, even though I'm on the fence about it because I think it's going to be a port. Some people are saying it's a brand new Smash game. I honestly think it's going to be a port, but we'll just wait and see. But I do want to see some more Pokemon stuff. That's the one thing I will say. Let's Go Eevee and Let's Go Pikachu looked awesome. So if they can at least tease a little bit of what the new title is in 2019, that'd be dope. I think we're almost done with this. We have Bethesda, EA, Ubisoft, Square Enix, and Activision. So I guess not close enough. So let's see. So to continue on the list, we have Bethesda. So if you're a fan of Fallout, you already know Fallout 76 is coming. So let's see what this is. Bethesda will show everything it has, which is pretty interesting. So they're going to reveal everything they have on their franchises. That's pretty interesting. Though Bethesda has been around for decades, did you know it played a role in the original John Madden football? It's relatively new. I actually didn't know that. It's relatively new to the hosting major press events at E3. I didn't read the subtitle. Sorry. It says Fallout multiplayer, Rage 2, Starfield, and the next Elder Scrolls. So that's all stuff we're expecting. We have, in its short run over the past few years, the company has largely focused on upcoming releases, sometimes revealing games just a few months before they hit store shelves, like Rage 2. But this year, we've heard rumors that Bethesda's show will be exhaustive, showing games much further from release. So I don't know if that's a good idea. Same thing, like I get why they would want to do that, to have people be expecting great stuff and not think that they have nothing coming. But if it's too far away, then don't do it. Like say, for example, if the game's coming out late 2019, go for it. Even early 2020, I'd say go for it. But not like late 2020, not something like that. That's too far. That wouldn't be fair for the players waiting that long for those games. And it sounds like that's what they're going to do. Bethesda has already revealed Rage 2 and its sci-fi RPG reportedly called Starfield has been a long-time rumor. We've also heard rumors that the newly announced Fallout 76 will focus on multiplayer. So that is something that's going on right now, is that it could be a multiplayer experience for Fallout 76, which I find interesting. We wouldn't be surprised if a beta launched shortly after the event, nor would we be surprised to see a new expansion for the Elder Scrolls Online, along with a tiny preview of the next standalone Elder Scrolls game, which is rumored to be in the earliest stages of development. And perhaps we'll get an early look at whatever is in the works at Arcane Studios. With Avalanche Studios helping on Rage 2, could ID have enough resources to get cracking on a sequel for Doom? So many question marks. So again, lots of surprises. Even here, is Doom 2 going to happen? Is Fallout 76's multiplayer going to be good? Is Elder Scrolls 6 coming? They have a lot of stuff that could surprise people, and that's what I like about it. Although, if they announce it and it's too early, that could be a bad idea. But the surprises that they can have is really, really cool. And that's what I like about E3. Again, that's why I'm saying, could it suck? Because there may not be enough surprises for us to experience. But Bethesda sounds like they're going to have a lot in store for us. A few things more certain. A few things that seem more certain. Bethesda has been hinting at some sort of downloadable content or standalone Fallout for last year's Prey. I have heard that too. And considering the success of the mobile game Fallout Shelter, launched at a previous E3, some sort of update or sequel makes sense. I do see that happening for both them. Prey, I think, did pretty good, and everyone loves Fallout Shelter, so I do think that they would have some sort of DLC for that or an expansion, which I think would be cool. Now we're getting to the saddest one, like Mr. Krabs says, or actually, no, what JJ says, Miss Brandt, give me a violin. I'm playing the tiniest violin just for you, Mr. Krabs. EA, sadly, because, yeah. Man, they're not doing too good. But still, yeah, what the article says, EA will make a case for forgiveness. So, ooh, yeah, make up for the microtransactions and the lack of Star Wars games because of what they did with Visceral Games not making them have their Star Wars game be revealed. But still, they say Anthem, Madden, sports games, and Battlefield 5. So that is already confirmed. We're going to get more Battlefield 5 and Anthem at E3. And even though it's not officially confirmed, the Anthem Twitter account stated on their Twitter, like, decoding. So it's like they're teasing for E3, obviously. So I can see it being at EA because it makes sense because BioWare is part of EA. EA has a very bad year in 2017, which says something when you consider that EA has faced a decade of rough publicity, notoriously receiving back-to-back Worst Company in America awards in 2012 and 2013. That sucks. I didn't know about that. That's hilarious. Last year, EA published the middling and messy Mass Effect Andromeda, potentially kneecapping the franchise, shuttered popular development house Visceral Games, suspending development on the studio's Star Wars game, and pushed a controversial loot box business model through Need for Speed Payback and Star Wars Battlefront 2, inspiring online petitions and legal questions about the industry's flirtation with gambling mechanics. Fuck. Sorry, but damn, they're screwed. Like, seriously, EA, get your shit together, okay? You need to fix your mistakes. You need to make sure that players aren't actually messing with your system because people want these games. They want Star Wars. They want Battlefield, and they want Anthem to be good. They don't want it to be a bad loot box microtransaction filled game. They want it to be actually good. So, wow, you need to do better this year. EA, you got to, or else you're gonna lose respect from everyone who still supports you, which, believe it or not, there are some people out there who support EA, which is nuts. But still, they need to come through this year with something good. And their conference is on June 9th. Again, I'll be watching it live, and I'll be on Discord with you guys, and we can talk about EA, discuss what you want to see, what you think they're doing. I won't record my reaction to it because I'm not expecting anything big, but it'll be fun to react with you guys. So we'll stay tuned for that together, and it'll be fun. Expect this year's E3 to be a not-so-subtle mea culpa. We predict the publisher will show a lengthy demo of Anthem, which I would say has to happen, the new franchise from some of the original Mass Effect team. More importantly, it also certainly will take a hard stance against loot boxes, which it better. EA already laid the foundation with its Battlefield 5 reveal event, in which its developers briefly touched on new business model that will do away with DLC, season passes, and loot boxes in favor of a marketplace that sells players non-advantageous cosmetics like costumes and weapon skins. So the same thing. There are going to be microtransactions in Battlefield 5, but it's not going to be like, oh, you want this cool gun? You gotta buy it. You gotta buy the mods for it. Oh, you want this cool perk in the game? You gotta buy it with actual money. No, it's microtransactions for cosmetic equipment like gear and skins and stuff. So I don't mind that. That's the form of a microtransaction I do not mind. And again, Insomniac have already said that there's not going to be any microtransactions for Spider-Man PS4. Awesome. And Insomniac we trust, of course. But EA, I can already see them saying that at first. Like, oh, Battlefield 5 will have no, pay-to-win stuff. I can see them switching that, though, later on with some patch. I can easily see it happening. So, to continue, perhaps EA will go a step further, giving a new or classic game for free, getting more people to join its Origin service in the process. So kind of like A Way Out. A Way Out did actually do really well. People really do like that game from EA. And whatever the company is that made it, I forget what it is. But the guy, Joseph Ferris, fuck the Oscars, that guy. Love that guy. He's hilarious. If they do another type of game like that, that'd be good. Free to play. Download it, play with a friend. That'd be good. That'd be a good starting point to, show off new stuff. Surprisingly, we haven't heard any rumors about EA entering the Battle Royale space, despite Battlefield with its focus on humongous multiplayer spaces filled with large numbers of players being a perfect match for the genre. But what would E3 be a surprise without it? So they're basically saying Battlefield 5 will most likely have a Battle Royale mode, and I do see that happening. I know that there was a live stream discussing about Battlefield 5. I don't know if they confirmed Battle Royale, but Fortnite, everyone is freaking out about Fortnite Battle Royale, so I can see it happening with Battlefield, and COD is already doing it as well, Blackout mode and Black Ops 4. So they're doing Battle Royale, and I can easily see them doing it for Battlefield 5 because they got to get on that hype train, even though I don't like Fortnite. I'm sorry. But yeah, so that was EA. Not really exciting stuff there, but after that we have Ubisoft. And Ubisoft, again, I think they can do a good job with showing new stuff. It says Ubisoft will champion old games alongside new ones. The Division 2, that's the one I forgot. Division 2 is actually going to be pretty cool if they announce that there. Beyond Good and Evil 2, that's going to be cool to see. I haven't played the first one, so I'm not sure what to expect with this one. And Assassin's Creed and Splinter Cell. So that's already a pretty good show. And we don't know what the Splinter Cell could be. Is it like Splinter Cell 4 or 5 or whatever, or is it going to be a soft reboot like some people are saying? Ronnie Pugs, when am I going to hang the Spider-Man 2 poster in the background here? Maybe soon. Maybe if I get a Spider-Man PS4 poster, hint, maybe I'll hang it up next to it. Who knows? So with this article, it says Ubisoft is playing an entirely different game from its what's that word? Contemporary. Sorry, I don't have my glasses on, so it's hard to read. You know what? Heck with it. I'll put on my glasses. Sorry, I'm going nerd mode now, guys. Glasses. Where other big publishers release new games with a short cycle of DLC, Ubisoft seems hell-bent on creating a roster of evolving long-term successes. Games with average launches like For Honor and Rainbow Six Siege have had surprisingly lengthy lives thanks to ongoing support. Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Wildlands has become a major success, one largely overlooked by the press. Ubisoft is even supporting Rocksmith with new DLC. The team wrapped May with the addition of 3 Nora Jones tracks, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, all that stuff. Splinter Cell could be a surprise. Assassin's Creed, it's always fun to see a new Assassin's Creed. Far Cry 5, I think, did pretty good. And The Division 2 is pretty exciting. And Beyond Good and Evil 2 is something that I could look forward to because I never played the first one. So I think the second one could be a good one to be introduced to. And yeah, Ubisoft has always been good conferences. And they're like, that was the best conference of E3 was Ubisoft. They're like, oh yeah, that was another Ubisoft conference. Some surprises and interesting stuff. I do want some update, though, on Skull and Bones. Do you guys know that one? It's basically like, what would you do if you made Assassin's Creed 4 a full-on pirate game? It's Skull and Bones. So Skull and Bones is the one Ubisoft game I want to see more of, because that would be cool to see and experience a multiplayer pirate game. That'd be pretty dope. So after that, we have E3 is a showcase for big announcements and flashy updates on unreleased games. We expect to see trailers for Beyond Good and Evil 2, The Division 2, and Skull and Bones. There you go. Maybe we'll see a new Splinter Cell. We'll probably see a new Assassin's Creed rumored to be set in Greece. But peppered between the new games, Ubisoft may showcase updates to games already available. Ubisoft hasn't forgotten its older games, and it will want to ensure they haven't either. So again, the same thing, just new stuff. Beyond Good and Evil 2, Assassin's Creed, Watch Dogs 3, The Division 2, all this stuff. I think Ubisoft could surprise us. And again, Watch Dogs 3, where the setting is, who the main character is, we don't know. So that could be a good surprise. And we'll see what happens. So now there's the interesting one here with Square Enix. Again, Avengers Project and Tomb Raider, Kingdom Hearts, and Final Fantasy. And Just Cause 4 as well. So they say Square Enix will remind everybody it's a competitor. So that's what I do find interesting. It's Sony's a big publisher. Microsoft's a big publisher. Even EA, despite what you think of them, they are a pretty big publisher. Square Enix, not so much. So the fact that they have their own specific conference is really interesting. So I find it very odd that they're doing that, but the fact that this is new is a surprise. And again, this is all about surprises. So I do think that what they show is going to be very exciting to see be played out. So to read it, it says, in the past half-decade, Bethesda sort of took the place previously held by Square Enix and Konami at E3. While Konami's game output has continued to flounder, Square Enix has returned to the form of Final Fantasy 15 and Nier Automata. This year, the publisher is set to build off that momentum with new entries in the Kingdom Hearts and Tomb Raider series, along with a huge collaboration with Marvel on the Avengers and an unannounced but probably Guardians of the Galaxy related games. That's another thing, if you guys didn't know that, back in 2017, where Square Enix and Marvel announced that they are teaming up for these big games with the Avengers, they also said that a Guardians of the Galaxy game, like a AAA Guardians of the Galaxy game, is also going to be made by Square Enix, which is pretty cool. because the Telltale game is, fine, but a triple A space exploration open world Guardians of the Galaxy game, that'd be pretty cool. And unlike the Avengers project, which sounds like Ultimate Alliance 3, that Guardians of the Galaxy game sounds cool. So that was Square Enix. Very short. And again, is it going to be long? Like, is it going to be a big conference? We don't know. But mainly Kingdom Hearts 3, Final Fantasy 7 Remake, Avengers, Just Cause 4, and Tomb Raider, I think, are the main games to be shown off there. There could be something else, but we'll just wait and see. And the last one here is Activision. Surprisingly enough, Activision will continue with business as usual with Destiny and Call of Duty. So if you're excited for Call of Duty, I guess just stay tuned for Activision. When was the last time Activision really surprised everybody? It's hard to remember. Maybe the return of Guitar Hero. We don't think this year will break from the norm. We will see more Call of Duty Black Ops 4, and we will get an update on Spyro. We'll also get a look at the next Destiny 2 expansion, which is weird because I thought they already finished the DLC for that game. I guess not. That's interesting. So I didn't know they were going to do more Destiny DLC. And the Blizzard half of Activision Blizzard will reserve its news for another venue, one where it has total control. So I find this weird. Activision already has some stuff with COD and Destiny, so I don't know why they would want to hold off from E3, the biggest gaming event ever, and not show it there, which I find weird. So I don't know what Activision's doing. I think this is the one that is going to be the least exciting. But yeah, we'll just wait and see. But anyways, guys, I have streamed for over an hour. I've covered all the stuff for E3. I've expanded upon my points, hopefully, why I think it could suck. If you're watching it like this, like through a live stream, it could suck for you just like this. But for me, I'm going to have a hell of a time going there, meeting everyone, experiencing the conference in person. It's going to be so cool. And I can't wait to record around there for you guys, because I don't know if I'll do a live stream, but I'll definitely vlog around E3 and post the video on my channel afterwards. So that's going to be a very fun time, and I can't wait to do that for you guys. And again, stay tuned for a live stream like this for E3, where we are going to be together watching Sony's conference and Square Enix's conference, getting excited for the Avengers project and all of Sony's stuff like Spider-Man, Rocksteady's game, all this fun stuff. So stay tuned from June 11th and June 12th and 13th and 14th for all that cool stuff, and just stay tuned for all the stuff coming soon. But anyways, guys, I think I've streamed long enough. I didn't really answer your questions because I just wanted to inform you guys about what's happening. So just stay tuned for E3, and it's already May 31st. June 1st is tomorrow, guys. We're getting so close to E3, and I can't wait for it. But anyways, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Everybody, stay spectacular, Spidey fans. Peace out. And now I gotta turn off the live stream, and hopefully it doesn't glitch out like it does every other time. And there it is, guys. But anyways, thank you all so much for watching. Bye.